What's up, Vinyl Community? I'm Robert Fithen, and today I want to talk about 15 or so songs that every self-respecting homosexual should know. Well, at least in my opinion, every self-respecting homosexual should know these just in time, hopefully for Pride weekend, but you can, of course, watch this video in September or February. That's fine, too. I wanted to do this video because I started looking up gay anthems, and they have a lot of lists. Google will give you like 20 different lists. A lot of them are the same though, and they have a lot of songs on there that are, loved by a lot of gay people. They play in gay clubs, gets the dance floor burning and all that, but they're not really gay songs. Like it's Raining Men. Yeah, it's sung by two divas. Everybody loves the divas. Everybody loves the disco divas. But the song literally says Mother Nature rearranged the sky to give every woman a lucky guy. I mean, that's not gay. The number one song on a bunch of lists was I Will Survive from Gloria Gaynor. Everybody loves great disco song, again, disco diva. A lot of gay people love that song, plays in gay clubs, but it's a breakup song. And she's moving on with her life. She didn't think she would be able to move on after the breakup, now she's moving on. There's nothing gay about that song either. So I wanted to do like actual gay songs with gay lyrics. Older ones, a lot from the 80s when you didn't do that a lot of the time. I mean, it just simply didn't happen. I grew up in the Midwest in the 80s, and trying to find some kind of a gay thing to relate to in music. I mean, you had Rod Stewart, The Killing of Georgie. I guess it was okay if you killed, you could even put it out as a single. Anyway, let's do this one. Everybody should know Bronski Beat from the Age of Consent album. This is Small Town Boy is this song I'm talking about, in particular on here. I mean, the guy, Jimmy Somerville, got this high, like, way up there voice. It's kind of like this, but it's got that, what is it called? I can't think of the lower tenor soprano or whatever he's doing. But, it took real balls, I think, to sing like that in 1984. Okay, now I think they were on the top of the pops all the time in England, but here in the U.S., especially in the Midwest, this was pretty much an underground thing. You didn't walk to school with Bronski Beat shirts on or, Culture Club shirts or any of that kind of stuff. In my school, you would definitely get beat up. There's that. First pressings of this include a listing of the age of consent for homosexual sex in different locations, so that's only on the first pressing. There you go. I mean, if this isn't gay, it's like a pink triangle. If you didn't catch it, on the back, nothing but a pink triangle. So yeah, but an excellent song about, what it was like back in the 80s, especially for a small town boy. Didn't matter if it was small town Scotland, England, America, whatever. Having to leave home. The video is pretty daring as well. He gets beat up and his dad just gives him some money to get the hell out. So great song. All homosexuals should know that one. How about Lou Reed? Walk on the Wild Side. Another reason I wanted to do this video, because I think everybody should probably know Walk on the Wild Side. I assume they did, but I guess a lot of people don't know about Lou Reed's Walk on the Wild Side. Of course, you can get it on this big two-disc compilation here. Spans a lot of his career, or the incredibly iconic album Transformer from Lou Reed. That's what you want. Hopefully you have this or you've heard it. Walk on the Wild Side, though, is the big one in a collection of great songs on here. Make-Up, New York Telephone Conversation, Vicious, I'm So Free. Another one, just the Andy Warhol New York scene in the early 70s. Lou Reed, of course, a part of that for a while. And, Transformers, the album. But Walk on the Wild Side really gives a colorful display of all these different characters and some pretty explicit lyrics for the time. And, definitely check out Walk on the Wild Side. If for whatever reason you've never heard it. I mean, it's a big hit single. It was all over the radio. But I was in bar one time, and this six-pack of twinks come walking in. You know how there's always like the alpha twink? There's always the loud one in the six-pack that's got like the voice that just cuts through all other sound. He's like, what is this? This isn't Taylor Swift. I put a fast pass on Taylor Swift. What is this? And people are like, dude, man, this is Lou Reed. Walk on the Wild Side. Well, did he say colored girls? I'm calling the police. So yeah, please know about Walk on the Wild Side from Lou Reed, and obviously the whole Transformer album itself, definitely a classic. But Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed, another song that you should definitely know. Okay, Queen. Freddie Mercury doesn't really have any, I don't think any really bold, outward, gay songs. He does have some kind of sexy songs like Get Down, Make Love, where people are blowing minds and sucking heads and whatever's going on. That is on News of the World, the one that has We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. Get Down, Make Love, starting off side 2. Or you can check out Body Language, especially the video. That's on Hot Space. That is not a very good album, but that has that song on there. There's, they get campy, not necessarily gay, but they get campy with songs like The Millionaire Waltz and Bring Back That Leroy Brown and songs like that as well. I remember, to give you an idea of how the gay, people used to just hate anything gay, like even 2009. Just not even really that long ago, a little over a decade, 2009. Remember when Adam Lambert, like before he was with Queen, he did like a little solo thing for a while after he won or didn't win whatever show he was on or whatever. He was on like the AMAs or the Grammys or some sort of music show or whatever. And he's singing, right? And he walks down this platform and he walks by his guitar and he gives his guitar like a little peck on the cheek. Or his guitarist, like a little peck on the cheek. And people freaked out. It was like the news story of the day for like 2 whole days. If they would show it on like the news and they would blur it out. He would just walked on. They blurred that out. They would blur that out. They would go to like the man on the street. I think it's disgraceful. What about the children? Because that's it. I mean, they blur. I'm not talking about like some wacko CBS, the local affiliate for NBC. Everybody blurring it out. I mean, to give you a visual, basically he just walked down and just went like that. Was that so awful? Did that have to be blurred out? It's not like he just licked the whole side of his face or something. It's not like he walked over and started groping him all over the place, get a little nipple action in there for good measure. None of that happened. He didn't walk down and just like try to undo his pants, put his head down, try to suck. Pete Townsend, and the song is called Rough Boys. It's the one that kicks off this compilation here. But yeah, Rough Boys, song from Pete Townsend. Used to show the video on MTV every once in a while. It's all about the leather boys and whatever in the rough scene there. A lot of, there's a few hard rock songs about things like that, except has London Leather Boys. There's a few others. But this one explicitly comes out and says, I want to bite and kiss you. So, not a lot of them say that. Pete Townsend wanting to kiss the Rough Boys in this song. Of course, he does have the line about feeling very drunk or whatever, and it's like, you know that old line. Oh, I'm so drunk, I don't know what I'm on. Okay. Pet Shop Boys. First of all, neither of these two guys ever worked in a pet shop, so that secret's out. But, another thing that's out was the AIDS crisis in the 80s. And a lot of the dance clubs and the music people kind of chose escapism, didn't sing songs about that, just wanted the club to be a place where you had fun and you forgot about all that stuff and you just danced. Pet Shop Boys actually mentioned that in a lot of their songs. They hit that crisis head on with their music. Was It Worth It is one of those tracks. There's other tracks as well. Check out the Pet Shop Boys. Hopefully you know some of their songs beyond just the West End Girls. Elton John, he doesn't have a lot of big gay, outwardly gay, bold songs as well. He might have some later stuff. I'm not familiar with his more recent stuff. But here's something from the CD called The One. It's the last song on the album, and it's called The Last Song. It's all about HIV and the guy's dying, and his father, who apparently rejected him, is finally coming to see him. It's a really tear-jerking kind of song. And so, Elton John. Now, something else I wanted to mention as well. I did a video where I talked about We Are the World and Live Aid and all these things in the 80s and wondered why there wasn't an AIDS aid, with the major crisis going on. I forgot there was a song that did benefit HIV awareness and prevention and all that, and it was Dionne Warwick. That's What Friends Are For. Now, just like We Are the World, it's very schmaltzy, very keyboard-esque, kind of corny lyrics, but it was for an excellent cause, and I'm assuming raised a lot of money. I mean, it was Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder, Elton John, Gladys Knight. The song was called That's What Friends Are For. I stand corrected, there actually was an AIDS benefit song in the mid-'80s, and that's what that was. Moving on, let's talk about lesbians, because this list is mostly about the gay guys doing songs. I'm not as familiar with the women, the ladies, and so maybe one of you fine lesbians can make a video about the lesbian songs that we all should know, but just suffice it to say, you should have a lesbian in your record collection anywhere. She could be somebody like Melissa Etheridge or Katie Lang, or one of those lesbians with an acoustic guitar. There's 100 to choose from. You could start off way in the beginning with somebody like Meg Christian and Ode to a Gym Teacher, or a song like that. You probably want to stay away from Holly Near. Don't bring up Holly Near around lesbians. Just ixnay on the Ollie Hey ear nay. But yeah, two lesbians with acoustic guitar. Indigo Girls with Closer to Fine. There's a song for you. Hopefully you know about the Indigo Girls and Closer to Fine and the Little Fair and all that kind of stuff. But let's move on to the Village People. Talk about fun times. Talk about like disco, fun, mainstream, and these guys were all over like the gay scene with their lyrics. Having songs about wanting to go west, wanting to go to San Francisco, all the gay things going on in San Francisco. Had a song about Fire Island. What else is there to sing about in Fire? What else is going on in Fire Island? There's only one thing going on at Fire Island, and they were singing about it. They were saying, "Don't go in the bushes." Yeah, they had a whole song about it. Their mainstream hits like YMCA, Macho Man, but they have a song on this album, Macho Man, that actually follows it, called "I Am What I Am," and it's pretty bold for 1977. Mainstream disco, silly, haha, party village people. It's basically saying, I am what I am. I didn't choose the way I am. I'm a man, and I am what I am. And people have the right to love who they choose. Nobody has the right to say you can't love, whatever. And so it's really bold for 1977. It's kind of like it just kind of segs out of Macho Man and takes up the entire rest of the first side there from 1977. I want to know why Rob Halford from Judas Priest does not get the proper respect that I think he deserves. I mean, he was a grand marshal of a couple of pride parades. He was out. He came out on like VH1 on TV, and he's a metal guy. Took a huge, huge risk coming out bold like that. He just came out with that book a year ago called Confessions, where he is like explicitly detailing all kinds of gay sex in that book. And so, I mean, out, proud, bold, and no one hardly talks about him when they do the gay singers and whatever. But yeah, you don't get much more bold than Rob Halford. Props, respect. Sin After Sin, the Judas Priest album from 1977 with a song on here called Raw Deal. All about everything going on in the leather bar. He's just walking in and describing everything going on in the leather bar, including some penetration. I think I saw penetration. It says that. Sin After Sin. Rob Halford in that book actually invites people to go and listen to the old Judas Priest songs and try to like pick up on the clues that are scattered everywhere. Check out Devil's Child from Screaming for Vengeance. Check out Jawbreaker, the song Jawbreaker. It's exactly what you think it is, and he said that in the book. So yeah, Jawbreaker. And just on a cute level here, Judas Priest actually has a song called Grinder. I mean, they were obviously way ahead of their time. And by the way, how did you not know about Rob Halford? The guy literally was on stage dressed like this. How did you not know that? Anyway, Rob Halford, definitely give him some respect. Now, I know you're probably thinking at this point, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how have you not talked about the Beatles? How are you going to work them into this? Well, actually, there's a song from Magical Mystery Tour. Get the German pressing of this, second pressing with the Herzu or later Apple. That's called Baby, You're a Rich Man. It's on side 2. It's an excellent song anyway. But it's reportedly about their manager, Brian Epstein, who was gay. And so it's all about him. Then they are calling gay people in this song beautiful people.
I don't really remember that one, but this one here sounds like a children's album. Now this, on the other hand, this is music.
David Bowie. I mean, come on. This would probably be the album because this is where he takes on the persona of Ziggy Stardust, who's kind of like a bisexual glam rocker. And it's okay that he's bisexual because he doesn't exist. He's not real. So it's that kind of blurs the lines there. This, of course, did much better in England than it did at the United States at the time, especially the Midwest. But side 2 of this, especially when it gets into things like the Ziggy Stardust song, Suffragette City, but he's got so many great songs. John, I'm Only Dancing, Watch That Man, one of my favorites, Boys Keep Swinging. Love the video for that song. Just love all that stuff. And obviously, I would hope that you know a little bit of David Bowie there. But yes, you should definitely check out the Ziggy Stardust and the Fall of the Spiders from Mars album. And all the early David Bowie. I mean, it's all just incredible. And again, just to kind of give you an idea of why the pride thing happens today. Back in 1979, it might have even been 1980, when David Bowie did Boys Keep Swinging on Saturday Night Live, they cut out the line, "Other boys check you out." Yeah, that was way too suggestive. That could cause the end of the world. Better cut out the line, "Other boys check you out." That was what ultra hip, cutting edge Saturday Night Live did back in 1980 when David Bowie appeared. I mean, that's not even really a gay. Don't boys check boys? I mean, you check their muscles and make sure your muscles are, you make sure everybody's, you right in line, you locker room, you checking other boys out to make sure, you see the teacher with the little penis and everybody like, no, that didn't happen. Okay. TRex, big glam guy, but he never really had any songs that came out and like, bam. You couldn't. It was the early 70s. You couldn't just come right out and say things like that. There was a band in Australia that I recently discovered called Supernaut, though, that has a song called I Like It Both Ways. That's pretty explicit, so I guess you could. He's got one on here, Solid Gold Easy Action, that kind of like says, well, I'm going to have sex with this dude just because, I got nothing else to do, or I don't care, I just want some easy action. So there you go, TRex bringing it. Rocky Horror Picture Show, that's like a rite of passage for gay people. Remember the first time I went and saw this in the theater? It wasn't out on videotape yet. You had to go to the theater to see this, and everybody was dressed up, and it was like, wow, what an experience. But yeah, Don't Dream It, Be It would be the inspirational song off here that Frankenfurter sings, just before he's killed, of course. It's the 70s. But yeah, Don't Dream It, Be It, from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Here's the Blu-ray. Remember when they thought that all the Blu-ray stuff had to look like books? When they first, like little hardback books when they first came out. Anyway, the Blu-ray for Rocky Horror Picture Show. Not all gay people like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I really don't like this at all.
See, told you. There's bands like this, a Tom Robinson band. This is Power in the Darkness from 1977. This is kind of a punkish, popish thing. Has a song on here called Glad to Be Gay, but you've got to get the bonus. It's like a 2-record set, basically. You have to get the bonus record to get that, and it also comes with their single that was a hit in the UK called 2468 Motorway. But the Tom Robinson band, Glad to Be Gay, they even have a song with a title like that. It's pretty bold. Again, of course, it's the UK, not the USA. But he does it's not a very cheerful song. It's not a very good song. It's more of a, kind of sloshy, drinking, back and forth, swaying type of thing. And it says, if you're glad to be gay, say that, whatever. He doesn't say that he's gay. So not quite so bold, but, bold enough for 1977. Pretty bold here. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax. It doesn't actually say gay in it anywhere, but that video sure does. You ever seen the video for this? It's got to be my favorite video of all time. When they're in that bar, that tiger comes out, and instead of like fighting with the tiger, the guy starts loving all over it, and the big naked guy gets upset. Yeah, you got to check out that video. But yeah, Relax. Quite the controversial song back in 1984. But not Crisco Kisses. Probably because people didn't know what Crisco Kisses were. That's on this album too. But yeah, I'm hoping you know the song Relax. Maybe you're ready for the next step. Like, yeah, relax, fine, whatever. But how about the next step? How about Cruising the Streets? From the Boys Town Gang. Now here's a gay song anthem that doesn't show up on a lot of lists. This is from 1980, and this is all about cruising the streets. 12-inch single here, and the Boys Town Gang. The cover pretty much says it all. It's a lot of sung by mostly a woman, and she's kind of narrating what's going on. And then it goes into this scene. A scene plays out in this song where two guys are hooking up out in the street, by the way, just against the building. That's how it works. They're hooking up, and then the police come, try to break them up, but they end up having sex with the police. It's all very, like, moany and groany, and oh yeah, man. You got to check out the Cruising the Streets there. I think it's like a 12-minute version of that. And then you're ready to have some kind of explicit artwork, and everybody should have a Pansy Division, just because a Pansy Division, either single or album or CD or something. I chose Bill and Ted's Homosexual Adventure because it does show an actual 69 on the front of it. I've got my finger over the offending digit. This is back with a song called Big Bottom. It is a remake of the Spinal Tap song. Now, of course, when straight people sing about Big Bottom, it's a little different than when gay people sing about Big Bottom. So very interesting there for them to take that and make it their own, the Pansy Division. This doesn't really go with anything. I just wanted to brag that you probably won't see this anywhere else, but I actually have a RuPaul Jukebox 45. I don't think too many people have a RuPaul 45, but mine is for Supermodel. So yeah, there you go. So that's just some songs that I think every self-respecting homosexual should know. For Pride 2022, of course, there's all kinds of songs from the 2000s that you probably think I should know. Maybe you should make a video for that, young people, and tell us all about the stuff that's out there lately. I just really think that people should really get in touch with the past if they weren't around in the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, or whatever, and really appreciate the real hardships that people had to go through. Serious hardships. I mean, gay people were thought of as the lowest form of humanity for a while, at least in my the Midwest here in the U.S. So to overcome that, I think is great, and that's what the whole Pride thing is about. So with that in mind, here's the other side of things. These are some songs that you probably don't want to play for your Pride celebration. You probably want to stay away from this homophobe. Everybody knows about this notorious woman named Madonna and her La Isla Bonita song. I want to be where the sun warms the sky. When it's time for siesta, you can watch them go by. Beautiful faces, no cares in this world, where a girl loves a boy and a boy loves a girl. I mean, I don't understand the hate, Madonna. I don't understand the intolerance. I don't understand the hate. I don't know where it's coming from, Madge. Canceled. She needs to be canceled. Can you imagine that line being sung with just a slightly different vocal cadence? Like, I want to be where a boy loves a girl and a girl loves a boy. People would be like, oh. Yeah, but Madonna gets away with it. We see right through you, Madonna. We see through it. Of course, I'm kidding about Madonna. Madonna fans, calm down. I saw Truth or Dare at the movie theater, for crying out loud. Actually, as one of your elders, I wanted to share with the young people an artifact here. This is Madonna Live. And no, this is not an album, even though it is a gatefold. Really nice. This is Madonna Live from 1991 when this came out. And this is the Madonna Live Laserdisc. Yes. No, I did not get this at an antique mall. I purchased this brand new for my Laserdisc player. This is the concert that goes with the Truth or Dare. This has got a lot of Moby Dick songs in it. Or not Moby Dick. What's his name? Dick Tracy. This has got a lot of Dick Tracy going on in this from Madonna. But yeah, Madonna Laserdisc. And as long as the jaded, weathered elder is here teaching the young folks, did you know about the Dead Kennedys album cover, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables? The photo on that, let's blow it up. You got to see it really big. It's kind of hard to see. It's actually police cars on fire. This was taken during a riot in 1979 when people rioted in San Francisco when George McConey and Harvey Milk were assassinated. They let the assassin off with a very, very light sentence. And so that was the resulting riot because of that, and that's where this photo comes from. So there's your Dead Kennedy album cover trivia there. For the young gay people, I'm sure all of us elders already knew all about that, didn't we? Yeah, but yeah, going back to history again, a time when you could pretty much just go ahead and kill a homosexual politician and completely get away with it by saying, you know what? I had too many Twinkies that day. Seriously, look it up. Look it up. Twinkie defense. This is the reason we have the Pride stuff today. You probably want to stay away from the Sex Pistols' New York song. It's all about the guy from the New York Dolls. You want to do some punk rock. Probably not go right for the Fear album right away. It's not a good idea to play this at the Pride celebration. You're probably not going to want to throw on a little Guns N' Roses, 1 in a Million. At any minority situation, pretty much. Way over the top. They sneakily kind of slipped that song. Did you notice that when they came out with the big deluxe Appetite for Destruction with all the bonus tracks on it, and they re-released all of the songs on here as bonus tracks except 1 in a Million? I don't think this is getting a remaster. I think 1 in a Million, I think we're done with that song. Axl Rose is no longer supports that song. There's a lot of songs like that people have kind of, they're no longer kind of... they're kind of distancing themselves from. Eddie Murphy even has apologized for his whole comedy routines. That dude had an album that came out with the F slur. It just said the F slur as the first track. He comes out with another album after that, F slur revisited. But it didn't say F slur. It says the word. You know what word I'm talking about. It starts with an F. Not fuck. So yeah, you put that on, it's like 2 hours, and then he does this whole like dream sequence about having sex with like the two dudes from the Honeymooners and Mr. T and all that stuff. Years later, of course, we find out he was probably just kind of projecting his gay fantasies and people were just laughing along. But he said that he doesn't know how he did that. That's terrible. He doesn't want to think about that kind of humor. That was awful, especially in the height of the HIV thing. And so he's apologized and all that. What about this asshole, though? Dire Straits. You probably don't want to play... that Money for Nothing song at the Pride celebration where it says that F slur in it 3 times in a row. Now, when you're dealing with bands like this, these are punk rock bands. These are equal opportunity offenders. You're getting in for something probably if you play this. The same way with the hard rock of Guns N' Roses. Total equal opportunity offenders, especially on that song, offending more than just gay people. But there's really no excuse for this guy because these guys are supposed to be a little cut above, right? They're above the riffraff of the punk rock and the heavy metal. Yeah. Dire Straits, they're a little more elite. This guy's a world-class guitarist. He's a serious musician. So we're going to put out something that we know is going to be a top 40 single, okay? In the height of the AIDS crisis, you got gay people everywhere watching their friends and loved ones slowly pass away while the entire country either hates them or makes jokes about them. And that's this Mark Knopfler, who's supposed to be so much better than all the other like riff-raff rock, decides that it would be a good idea to put out that song at that time. Top 40, all over MTV, all over the radio, not some obscure punk rock album track, all over. They knew it was going to happen. The song didn't organically just grow and form on its own. No, it was written, it was produced, it was performed, it was distributed, and everybody involved should really be ashamed of themselves. That was a gut punch. That was absolutely uncalled for. And fuck Dire Straits. So yeah, Aerosmith, dude looks like a lady. This ended up on lists of like songs that you're not supposed to play. That's a great song. Dude looks like a lady. He's all about it, man. He loves it. He wants to have sex with the dude that looks like a lady. He's like saying, do me, do me, do me, do me! That's literally a lyric in the song. So yeah, I mean, this is not homophobic at all. In fact, I was at a drag show one time when that was what they did for the encore. Like you had 16 drag queens come out and they were all dancing around a dude looks like a lady. So there's nothing wrong with that song. He's all about the dude that looks like a lady. He wants to take a peek. He wants to do her all night. So yeah, that really wraps it up, I guess, except for, probably don't want to play any Anita Bryant albums at the, you know about this chick, right? If you don't, look up your gay, again, you got to know some gay history. You got to know how people, like that Glad to Be Gay song where it talks about people just getting locked up and arrested for being gay. You know all about that. You get arrested. You were thought of as being subhuman. And this bitch right here was one of the reasons. She did this whole, like, campaign completely out of control, like, hating on gay people and all this nonsense. Anita Bryant. Anita Bryant, like Anita Hole in the Head, was the the quote everybody used to do. She got hit in the face with a pie, but yeah, she was all about rounding them all up and executing them and whatever. Give me this god. What am I even doing with this? God damn. Fuck Anita Bryant, as David Allan Coe would say. I gotta clean that up now. So yeah, there you go. I just want to leave you with a gay, just a little, just a happy Pride and happy celebrations. Keep them, you can be, I won't say be relatively safe. You can still be adventurous, but don't end up distended in the parking lot, with 6 guys high-fiving each other, standing around you. You don't want to do that again, so just have your adventures, but be safe, have fun, stay gay, don't let people intimidate you, don't let assholes push you around. And, I just got my little gay joke left that I do with the vinyl records. Gay Pride. Thursday. Gay Pride. Sunday. Okay. Thanks for watching. Happy Pride weekend or month. Yeah. Non-breakable my ass.